You say aim to finish in the top four. You sit there looking like you believe that you can finish in the top four. You seem quite optimistic.
But but I've been always clear since day one. You know, I'm not here to, and I said already this a few times, I'm not here to, how can I say, to survive. I'm here to win games. I'm here to bring this club to fight for titles. And I said this already many times. The problem is that when you win games, you look humble. And when you don't win game, you look like lack of ambition. Since day one, I joined this club, and my intention is to win games, to win titles, and to bring this club where this club deserves to be. Okay, I said this since day one, and if you review all my press conference, I always repeat the same. The problem is, as I said, when you win, you look humble. When you don't win, you look like a lack of ambition. I'm ambitious, the club is ambitious. We have the same manager, same players, and same sport director, same owners than 2 months ago when we were second in the league. So nothing changed. The only thing changed is that unfortunately we are dealing with many injury, and this affects a little bit the level of the team.
My oh my, have I told you that we have a lot to discuss in this video today, as we are doing a preview in the game that Chelsea will be traveling away to Aston Villa, and pressure seems to be mounting on the board. Enzo Maresca is now changing. Enzo Maresca is now talking about Chelsea finishing in the top 4. We're going to talk about the press conference, the tactics, the preview, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Now, before we even start, I want to remind you of the video that I just produced. This is the video that we are talking about Wesley Fofana. We were looking at how the injury of Wesley Fofana might have actually contributed heavily to the decline in results for Chelsea this season, especially post the injury. And the last time Fofana played for Chelsea, guess it was which game? The game against Aston Villa. And even when you look at this graph here, you can see that Chelsea are in the quadrant where we can see they have low possession as well as low intensity without the ball. So it means that they are building up slowly in a controlled fashion, but their intensity out of possession is low, meaning that the team is somehow fatigued, or the structure of Chelsea is not quite great, or there is lack of motivation in the team. We're also seeing that Chelsea is going through an injury crisis, and we are going to try and analyze in this video how can Chelsea actually change something in this game, because Chelsea went a game for 90 minutes without a single shot on target. I don't even remember, even the poor season we had, I never thought there'll be a day that we'll find ourselves. So the last game that Chelsea actually controlled and actually dominated was the game against Aston Villa. That was the game that Chelsea dominated from minute 1 to last. And in that game, we lost a key player, and we lost 2 key players. We lost Lavia and we lost Wesley Fofana. And everything has never been the same after that game. Chelsea are currently seated 6th. Manchester City will be facing Liverpool tomorrow. So when you look at it, and when you look at how Liverpool are strong, it's more likely that Manchester City might drop points tomorrow. And Chelsea is only goal difference that is making them get behind Bournemouth. So Chelsea have an opportunity to go back into the top 4 tomorrow. Aston Villa, the Chelsea opponent, managed to secure a 2-2 draw against Liverpool. This is a Liverpool side that is going for the Premier League title. And if Aston Villa can put up this performance, and we know the way Chelsea have been this season, especially in the second half of the season, this can actually get bad. Unai Emery is a manager who's very intense with the way he actually reads the opponent. He actually knows how he can get the best out of Chelsea, the best out of his team, and hurt Chelsea. Ollie Watkins is backfiring, and things cannot just get difficult for Chelsea in this game. Before we even start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And we begin. Enzo Maresca is actually now buying into pressure. Remember, what the previous press conference actually annoyed a lot of fan base. It showed a lack of intent from the board, a lack of intent from the manager, because people were asking, You said it was the end of season report that made Maurizio Pochettino be dismissed because he failed to get top 4. Now, how comes you can go into this other season and top 4 is not it's not the priority? Because when you look at it, a team like Spurs was the one that finished 5th last season. Chelsea finished 6th. Spurs are so poor this season. Aston Villa are so poor this season. Why can Chelsea actually capitalize? Because even Manchester City are even dreadful this season. So that has put a lot of pressure, and the calls for the protest has now made Maresca to change his mind and start speaking that the goal for Chelsea is top 4 and winning titles. Maybe it is another PR thing. Maresca also talked about the injury to Noni Madueke, reaffirming that Noni Madueke will not be available for this game. And this leaves us in a unfamiliar position, because now Maresca does not have wingers. And I was seeing him talking about Tyreek George, but again I have to say is, if we don't have wingers, can't we change our system? Because we are lacking wingers. Mudryk is out, we sold Joao Felix, Madueke is out, Sancho is poor, is out of form, and even Pedro Neto. It's time to have a tactical change. Maresca still reiterates that Jackson is out and McGeough is out, more likely to return in 2 weeks. And so far there are no new injury cases, but you can clearly see Jackson is being missed. The lack of Jackson in the team is actually even affecting the overall game of Cole Palmer. And Maresca has to come up with something. And that's why in my preview, and in my last preview, I am talking about a change in formation. Now, I've always talked about the tenets of positional play, saying that yes, Maresca likes to play the positional play structure, meaning that no more than 3 players horizontally, no more than 2 players vertically. And you can actually achieve that with a different system. Now, in my tactical preview, before I even do the tactics, I believe that Maresca should shift into a 3-4-3. That is going to give Chelsea defensive solidity and give them that dynamism in attack. So what is my lineup? In goal, Jorgensen retains his position, though I believe the first goal against Mitoma, his positioning should have been way better, and I think with that Chelsea would have actually stopped Brighton from actually scoring the first goal. But again, Chelsea were just dreadful throughout the game, so I cannot blame him. I'm going to go with the back 3. Reece James right centre back, Tosin Adarabioyo central centre back, and Levi Colwill at the left-sided centre back. I also have no problem by having Colwill as a central centre back and having Chalobah as a left centre back, but Chalobah has been poor. We saw what happened in the Brighton game. We saw the partnership of Chalobah and Colwill in the Manchester City game, and the games that we have won and looked decent are the games where Tosin Adarabioyo has played. Give it to him. I don't know. Currently he's looking one of our best defenders at the team. I'm going to go with a midfield 4, Cucurella and Malo Gusto as wing backs. We are going to go back to a wing back system. Caicedo and Fernandes in midfield. Fernandes wants to stay on the ball a lot. Let him play deeper. Let him help Caicedo in build-up. Because even if you ask him to play forward, he wants to drop deeper. He can make late runs into the box, but at the moment, let's just have Cucurella and Gusto generating the width. As you all know, Neto likes to cut in and try to cross the ball. If he has an overlapping wing-back, better for him, because he likes to cut in from that position. Leading the line, we have Palmer, we have Neto, we have Nkunku. We have no option up front. Their options are Sancho and Tyreek George. Sancho is just an out-and-out winger and is currently out of form. Nkunku can really play in a system where he's playing as a second striker, meaning that we just play Neto up front, we have Palmer and Nkunku playing in behind of him, and now we can have the width being generated, and then Nkunku doesn't have to generate width, he just now has to play in a central position. Hopefully that can work for him. But what tactics can Maresca actually employ in this game? Because the fans are losing patience. Everything is not going well. A lot of fans are losing patience. There are calls for protest. The pressure is now lining up onto the sporting directors and the ownership. You are seeing people talking about if the sporting directors are not taking fault, then they are going to go for the ownership. So in my lineup, I've gone with a 3-4-3. And I believe this is the balanced lineup for Chelsea now. We lack wingers. We are very light in attack. We are lacking Jackson. We are lacking Noni. We are lacking Joao Felix. we don't have enough attackers in the team. And because we don't have enough attackers in the team, we cannot score a lot of goals. So we also need defensive solidity. Now, in possession, both Palmer and Nkunku come in and occupy those half space positions, so they play in a slightly inside position, and they are playing in behind Neto. Neto in this position is being used as somebody who's making runs in behind, so Neto can be looking to make runs in behind with Palmer coming in. Now the front five can be created with wing backs, that is Gusto and Cucurella being the ones who push forward and look to generate that with Caicedo and Fernandez playing slightly deeper in a withdrawn position, so that Chelsea can retain the box midfield as well as having width which is generated by wing backs. And the benefit of having wing backs in that kind of system is that now you have players like Gusto playing in their natural position. Gusto is not a right-sided centre back. Gusto is not an inverted fullback. But if you allow Gusto to play in that overlapping role that we saw him play against with Pochettino, then you have an outlet player who a player like Palmer can look to link up with. Palmer can look to slip in balls for him so that he can put a lot of crosses in the box. Then in deeper positions you can have players like Cucurella also playing, and when you have Cucurella playing as a wing back, it means that Colwill is covering for him, so he is not so afraid about turning back and defending. Without the ball, we increase our number in defense, because now we know how our defenders were being split, but if now we have 3 center backs and 2 wing backs, it means that we are covering zone 14 with 3 players, and we are covering the wide players with the wing backs. We are also having Nkunku and Palmer in position where they do not have to press a lot, and therefore will not give us a lot of tactical problems. This is more likely to give us a stable kind of scenario, a scenario where we are able to defend well, and when we transition, we have players who just want to transition fast. Now, it's up to Enzo Maresca. I have really laid an elaborate plan for him, an elaborate system for him. I don't know, you cannot watch this video, definitely, but you can see there is need for tactical changes, especially when your team is low in confidence. You just need that 1-0 win, because if you go to Aston Villa and get that 1-0 victory, that's a statement. Do I think we're going to win? I don't think so, because of how Aston Villa are good and we are away. What do you think? Do you agree with my comments? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye.